Hey there, it's Bobi, aka Paginator, and today we're gonna make a snippet roll advent calendar like this one, inspired by the amazing Luise Heinzel. So, apologies for not showing the very first stages of this. Have you ever turned on a camera to film and realized you didn't push the record button? So let me walk you through what I've done so far. I have some plain cloth here, and I have just kind of torn a piece. It's about 14 inches by 16 inches. And I have gathered some bits of doilies, lace, different things that are kind of this creamy color, and I've been layering them together. So along the bottom, I've got a piece of this kind of lace, just kind of like a trim thing. And then here we have a leftover piece from the other one that I just showed you, the other advent calendar. We've got a piece of lace going up this right side. You've got a great big doily that's got this here, a piece of lace going across here, and then a heart-shaped doily here. So we're going to add just a couple more pieces in this area so we don't have any of the plain material showing. I have another doily, and I'm going to cut it into a couple different pieces just to get the right coverage for what I want. So I will maybe cut like this. And what I've been doing is just taking some Fabri-Tac and putting enough glue to hold these pieces in place. So, for example, on this one, I'm going to flip it over, do some around the kind of edges of the piece, and that's about all. Because I am going to be getting my sewing machine. If you were going to make one of these, you could just do more glue to more securely fasten it if you didn't want to sew or don't have a sewing machine. Now, I mentioned this was inspired by Luise Heinzel. I am following a tutorial that she made, so all the credit for this idea goes to Luise, and this is just something that I wanted to make inspired by her. So we need a little bit more here, and I think, okay, I can use this piece that we cut off or another piece of this. Actually, I kind of want to use more of this, but then that would make more plain space. Never mind, we won't do that. Let's go like this. All right, we've got all the pieces glued down in place, and they're, like I said, just enough to keep in their spots, and then we're gonna sew. Because I'm using the camera that I'm using, I'm not able to show you the whole piece at once. Sorry about that. Let's get out the sewing machine, and we'll do some sewing around on this. I'm just gonna basically sew up and down in rows or back and forth or both to secure all the pieces down. All right, here it is. I sewed both ways, and I did not measure where I was gonna sew the lines. You can see that they're very much not straight. Here's a look on the back side as well. And, you know, I strive for imperfection when I'm doing junk journaling and crafts, so it is totally fine with me that this is not perfect. Yeah, anyway. What we need to do next is cut it into strips. So we need to get a ruler, and I'm gonna grab a pen and flip it over to the back side. I want to cut strips that are about 3 inches long, and what I could do, if you have a fabric like rotary cutter, you could use that. I have one of those mats underneath this, which is perfect for that. But I also have a lot of stuff cluttering up the mat. Sorry, every time I move my hand, the camera goes weird. So what I'm gonna do is what Luise did. So I'm gonna measure 3-inch intervals along the top and bottom and mark them with a pen. So I'm lining up the edge of my fabric, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 inches, 1, 2, 3 inches, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips, and then a little bit left over. I want 5 strips, that's good. So then I need to do the same thing, measuring 3-inch intervals along the top edge. And now that those are marked, I can take a ruler and hold it up. Actually, this ruler is a little bit short, and I'm just gonna use the pen to make these marks. And you can see that it skipped a little bit in a couple of places. That is okay. We just need to be able to see the line so that we know where to cut. This next part's fun. It's like blind cutting a masterboard, because essentially that's what we've made, is a masterboard made out of fabric and lace. And we're just gonna cut the lines that we have drawn. Now we get to turn them over and see what we've got. This is the extra bit, and this can definitely be used as a page edge or something in a junk journal. So we'll hang on to this. All right, let's look at our strips. This has a good portion of that heart-shaped doily. Can you see like the upper part of the heart, and here's down at the bottom. Look at these, they're so beautiful. Oh, I'm almost tempted to just leave them by themselves, but that would be not making an advent calendar, which is what we're trying to do. Up next, we need some paper and a circle punch and some distress oxide. I've got a piece of coffee dyed copy paper here and my punch, and I'm gonna punch out 25 circles. All right, I actually did a couple of extra just in case I mess up on the stamping on any of these. And I'm just gonna put this paper down. I have some number stamps, and they're big enough that the numbers are kind of going to go slightly out of the circle. I'll show you on this one that I've already made. Single numbers, not really a problem, but then we get to the double digits and you can see they're like almost getting cut off. And then when we get into the 20s, they're really getting squishy. But I think it looks cute that way. So we'll roll this back up. By the way, these images are from Tracy Fox Creative. So this one was just like, I did a whole bunch of vintage people, and most of them are laughing or smiling or something like that. And on this one that we're making now, we're gonna do more Christmassy kind of images, Santa Claus and that kind of thing.
it's voiceover time. Sorry, something happened with the footage and it got corrupted somehow. I'm not able to export the file unless we do it like this. So we're going to be looking at some screenshots of what I already filmed and some voiceover. Sorry. So here I'm taking some vintage photo distress oxide and just going around the edges of each of the stamped numbers on the circles. That will make a nice clean colored edge to help contrast with the lace. We're laying out all the pieces here and then putting the numbers down. When you put the numbers down, you can put them like sideways or up and down depending on how you want the numbers to be when you unroll your advent calendar. So if you want it to work like the one you see here, you'll need to put your numbers so that they are sitting vertically when the lace is rolled up like this. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it is. I'll just glue down the numbers with some Fabri-Tac so that they hold their place. And now I'm getting out some Christmassy sentiments and some vintage Santa pictures from Luise's Santa kit. And I'm going to start laying them out on top of each strip, deciding how I want them to be. Here we have Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Ho Ho Ho. It was at this point I realized that I did the numbers in the wrong order, so it's going to roll it backwards. So later on I'll go and change the order so they're in the right place, but yeah, I messed that up. Oops. Here's A Wonderful Life. 'Tis the Season. Peace and Love and Joy. Winter Wonderland. Season's Greetings. Warm Wishes. And Merry Christmas. And I sewed things down, went right through the numbers and around the squares, and again I'll fix the numbers on the ones that are backwards. So now I've got this all rolled up, the pieces are sewed together, and we're looking at buttons. What you'll do is attach a button either with glue or sew it on or use a ball pen each day to celebrate counting down to Christmas. And you'll see a couple of other buttons here that I've placed just for demonstration purposes. And that's it for this video. I'm sorry about the footage. I just don't have the energy to remake and refilm. I'm sorry. I got home and sat down to work on this and saw a comment on another video of mine commenting that I fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. So you can guess how that makes me feel. Some people are garbage. But anyway, I hope that you got some ideas and inspiration from this advent calendar. Please go check out Luise's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, magical, or bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.